I'm Newt Gingrich, and I'm announcing my candidacy for President of the United States because I believe we can return America to hope and opportunity, to full employment, to real security, to an American energy program, to a balanced budget. I worked with President Ronald Reagan in a very difficult period. We got jobs created again, Americans proud of America, and the Soviet Union disappeared.
No exploratory committee for the former speaker. Straight up, straightforward. He's in. Newt Gingrich making the 2012 presidential election a two-man race at this point. 544 days to go before the polls open. Joining me now, the Lou Dobbs Tonight A-Team, Democratic strategist Robert Zimmerman, conservative columnist, Fox News political analyst Andrea Tantaros, Democratic strategist Sheinkoph. Thank you all for being here. You've got to be impressed. Newt Gingrich saying, no, he didn't fuss around about it. He just said he's going to run.
If only Michelle Bachmann got in the race, it would absolutely make my week. The bottom line is it's a great moment for Saturday Night Live. And obviously, it'll be fun to watch him on the campaign trail. But remember, he's a very smart strategist, as we all know. And the question's going to be, how does he navigate from playing to the Republican religious conservative movement in the early primaries to move center stage?
All right. Well, Andrew, you want to answer that one?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were discussing over the break, I think he's trying to make his wife a centerpiece of this campaign. We talked about how this is a play to evangelicals, but I think that that's assuming that people have forgotten or that women are somehow stupid. I mean, a lot of women look at this and they say, we still remember what you did. Elevating your wife in the campaign is not going to change that. I do agree with Robert.
When you say what he did.
Well, remember, he's got a lot of personal baggage that Democrats are going to be all too eager to bring up and contrast with a president
Well, he's been married 3 times.
Right?
So,
and there was...
I mean, a lot of people in America have been married more than once.
Yeah, but I still think Democrats are going to use it to contrast him with a president who is a very good father, committed husband. And look, I agree with Robert. He's a very smart man. He would kill Obama in a debate. He'd be very, very good. But I'm not sure he can galvanize the Republican Party as he did in 1994.
I don't think you convinced Hank.
First of all, I'm not so sure he beats Obama in a debate, number one. And number two, the larger question is, who remembers who Newt Gingrich is? I mean, let's get to that first. No one remembers. They're not going to remember the affairs. They're not going to remember anything else. They're not going to remember him leaving Congress. They're not going to remember the budget battle.
Democrats aren't going to remind them?
For what? He's not even there. He's not even close.
$1 billion to affect people's memories.
Let's talk about what this president has done. Tonight, Senator Harry Reid, and I think I should explain, I don't know how many people have said something about Harry Reid, the majority leader with his black eye, he had a fall. Yep. You know, some people were thinking that Sharon Angle had gotten a hold of him. But in the Senate, bringing forward the DREAM Act again after the asserting comprehensive immigration reform as a priority of the administration. What is the deal here, Robert?
It's smart politics and it's smart policy. It is just a travesty that didn't pass the last time. There's a lot of bipartisan blame to go around for that.
Whoa. The last time there was a Democratic House, a Democratic Senate, and a Democratic president.
And I think it was a bipartisan...
Are you going to run against yourselves?
No, we're going to get out there and make the case because to the broad population, the DREAM Act is the right way to go. And I criticize my own party for not stepping up and mobilizing more effectively to pass it.
Well, maybe Hank will join you in criticizing a Democrat.
No, I'm not going to do that. Look, Harry Reid's doing what he needs to do to survive, and he comes from a state that's close enough to the border where he might get away with some of it. People who live on the border themselves are they're a little bit more jumpy about all of this because they know what's going on the other side of the border. They've seen pictures brought back by people who've been there, the kind of armaments and weapons that people have on the other side. So a little bit concerned about this. They're more concerned about border security than they are about people being given other rights that they might not or might deserve.
I'll be quick to criticize, since Hank won't.
That's a relief.
I think the president going to El Paso was a huge mistake. I think he drew attention to an issue that he's frankly dropped the ball on, and so has his party, reminding people, look, I didn't close the border. And the #1 issue still to Hispanics is not immigration, it's the economy. So again, president looked like he's not focused on the #1 issue.
Yeah, what about this? I mean, this president is, I mean, he could be accused of stereotyping Hispanic Americans. He's drawn a straightforward equation between Hispanic American equals support for illegal immigration or amnesty. That is a very serious issue.
Look, if the president actually follows up his speech with real concrete legislative action and gets involved, then he has an opportunity to really capitalize on his political support that he's gotten. The problem I'm concerned about is that, like the energy and climate change legislation, he gave great speeches about it, but he didn't get involved in the day-to-day legislative process to move it when there was a coalition building. So the test is going to be, how he follows up in the
Well,
speech.
let's talk about this, and because a lot of people are, just as we're discussing.
Sure.
Economy. The economy is number one. Creating jobs, creating wealth. Where in the world is this president on those most pressing issues?
Not tough enough, not clear enough, and not direct enough. And the Democrats will pay
How
for
about
it. That's
smart
why,
enough?
but
Because I
that's
don't
why
hear
he's picking these
solutions.
other issues.
I think he looks at this immigration play as twofold. I think if you remember when immigration was up a couple years ago, the unions freaked out about it when they tried to bring it to the floor. They saw this as a threat to construction jobs. The unions were very upset. I think now number one issue to unions is membership. And I think that they figure if Obama can give amnesty to illegals and we can get them into our unions, it's a winner.
Tell me that isn't so, Robert. I can't imagine
Let's
that kind
get
of crass
pragmatic
motivation.
about this. First of all, the travesty of our immigration laws and the failure to really have a comprehensive program is hurting the economy. Obviously, border and port security has got to be a priority
So
in
wait
this
a minute,
process.
wait a minute. When you say it's hurting the economy, we've got about
course it
15
is.
seconds. How many jobs does it cost? How much has it reduced GDP? There isn't a soul in the world who could argue that it has had an effect on either.
Let me be a
It's
cynic,
certainly,
Lou.
excuse me.
Cynic, it's all about turnout. Get people where they breathe.
All right. Hank, thank you very much. Andrew, thank you very much. And Robert, thank you as always.